what's up, welcome back to another Pawn Master video, and I know this one's a bit late, because the grid came out in the last Pawn Master days, and it's like, we're almost a week into January now, but anyways, let's try the Janine grid over here. Janine grid, which I also do kind of like, right? I do kind of like her grid. They didn't make her do anything like new, right? Which you could maybe argue she kind of needed to do something a bit more than just debuff, because, you know, again, she's a nice debuffer and all. Well, in the sense, she's a more, like, quantitative debuffer, right? Like, is that even the right use of, I don't know, whatever. But, like, she just debuffs a lot of different things. Not very efficient at either, you know, because, like, the best she could do is, like, -1 every turn, which kind of sucks, but, you know, she's getting you at least 3 stats debuffed every single hit, so there is that, right? There is that, and again, you could argue, yeah, she doesn't really do anything much outside of that. She did get a bit of a nuke just because she has like what 4 sync move power up notes and virulent toxin 5. I guess crit strike 2 also counts technically, but yeah, regardless, they just made what she used to do a lot better, which is good at least, right? So, anyways, let's try it out here. We're gonna run it with Serena, who has, well, a lot of things that works with Janine over here, right? Because Janine, again, on her thing, right? She debuffs speed, physical attack, and special attack, and then obviously, in Palatine Serena's case, she could make use of those multipliers and such, right? So that's really good. Anyways. Right, 'cause she has overpower along with a lot of other things like Hunter's Instinct as well, right? Her sync nuke does require us to paralyze the opponent, so that could be a bit of an issue. But as long as we could just get all the debuffs in, right? Because we do need the opponent paralyzed, right? Do keep in mind we do need the opponent paralyzed for the stuff to like kick in. Right, to even like Venom Drench in the first place, but also on that front, right, Janine also got a lot better because you could technically get 100% chance to poison on Venom Drench, which is much better than the previous like 10%. Not that you want to do that because it does cost you a lot of energy, right? So I only picked up like Hostile Environment 5, which I thought was good enough. Personally, right? So yeah, I didn't go too much with it, but it should still be solid, right? So yeah, I guess the plan over here is, again, since we can't really paralyze it now, because they're poison, we just need to get them down to like half bar before we could do that. But we also do want to get our Venom Trenches in there as well. So maybe this isn't the best example, just because, again, like, you know, Palatine Serena and Janine do have a bit of a conflict over there. There are other units that you know work pretty well as well, like as well. But a lot of units do also debuff themselves, right? For example, obviously Champion Iris could also, you know, have that have these multipliers needed in her crit, but again, crit in her kit, but you know, she could also do it herself. Right, and also units like Getsis or whatever, right? They could all do it themselves, but in those cases, it's not like, you know, completely worthless or whatever, because there are still upsides to that, right? For example, like you know, it's just neat that you don't. For example, if we're doing like Champion Iris, right? You know, one of the criticisms I feel is sometimes, you know, Champion Iris, she has a pretty nice DPS move, but you just don't like ever get to use it. Right, because you're just spending most of your time just trying to debuff the opponent and such. But in this case, right, you can actually do it, which is pretty cool. Anyways, unfortunately, they dodged that one. Whoops, that's the wrong move. Damn, it keeps on dodging it. That's not very nice because we don't have the multiplier here. Oh well. Try to cross poison and debuff the sides because again, we just want the mid to. Well, I guess it doesn't matter in this case then. Just want the mid to get paralyzed mainly. But I guess it doesn't matter. I guess it doesn't matter here. Alright. Yeah, probably should have just picked up like Troublemaker on Sunspore, honestly. Whatever, let's just forget the multipliers there, man. Let's just go Moonblast them. Yeah, because you know, Sunspore itself, unfortunately, great move. Especially with the AOE thing on her specifically. Unfortunately, the chance of it hitting is not great, which is why. Whoops, didn't mean to Cotton Spore there, but which is why she has like a Troublemaker node on that one, which is cool. But yeah, she also got a lot of other great things like the Pep Rally, although it doesn't really matter too much in this case. Well, they just debuffed her speed. I guess it matters now. Not really, but okay, there we go. It's alright. We don't need the thing, honestly. Okay, the Sync's gonna take that out for sure. Well, almost for sure, but I don't know. I'm pretty sure it can take it out, even if it doesn't crit. Right? Right? Yeah, it does. Come on. Come on. Alright, we won't have multipliers here, but although to be fair, it's mostly because I don't worry about these sides. But if you actually did worry about these sides, maybe you could try like Rip Janine. You know, just like poisoning all three of them first, and then start doing the whatever it's called thing, right? What's it called again? Venom Drenching, right? You can poison all three of them because you know Venom Drench is AOE, so you could get them all. But again, the sides are kind of whatever. Not that like the Latias sides are like pretty. Not that they're weak. They're actually pretty strong. But I mean, this team is much strong enough to the point where after we take out Latias, the sides are just one shot, so it doesn't matter that much. But you could do that, but I didn't want to do that because I just wanted to get the debuffs on Latias in a bit faster, right? So we just deal with Latias, and again, that's the other downside of Janine, right? She does debuff a lot of things, right? With those Venom Drenches, again, that's minus speed, minus physical attack, minus special attack, right? In one move. But it's only -1, right? So like even if we assume the first cross poison does poison on the first hit, right? That's still what, 7 turns to get -6 in there, which you know does take a while. Obviously, you don't have to get -6. I mean, you know, someone as strong as like Pantite Serena, -4, 3, 5 is still like good enough, right? But I like -6, so. Yeah, it'll take like 7 turns just do that. And if you're trying to like poison all of them, that's what, 10 turns? So you can't even get -6 at the second sync. So that's why I didn't go for the other ones. But it was a bit messy at the end. Well, it's also a bit messy at the beginning too, but it's alright, right? Yeah, so she's pretty nice. You could still, I guess, Toxic Stall with her, although I don't know. Toxic Stall is just not that good anymore nowadays, right? Mostly because first of all, legendary arenas aren't. There's no legendary arena that's like really weak to Toxic Stall. Like the most is probably like Tapu Bulu, and he's not even like that weak to it. And then on the other hand, Master Mode, because you have to go for 2k points, right? The bar for Toxic Stalling is just much higher now, right? Because like 2k points, you can't just go full HP, full defense, full whatever, right? You do have to pick up some offensive stuff, which, you know, you could still do. But on the other hand, again, it's a bit harder with 2K. But also, it's like, it's just longer to stall something out than just go in there and get a striker and, like, you know, EX AoE nuke the stage with, like, no HP, just go full, like, offenses and maybe some strength, maybe some other stuff, right? So it's just not as efficient of a tactic nowadays, right? Just because the offensive units in our game has been getting so much stronger. Not that the defensive units have not been getting stronger. We have gotten a lot of really, really strong defensive units as well, right? Throughout last year. It's just, again, just not as efficient, right? Nowadays in comparison to just how strong these offensive units are, so. Though, if you guys don't want to see a Toxic Stall run, I'm happy to indulge, right? We could throw quite a few minutes here, but all right. So just quickly in terms of the stuff, right? Just the usual, I guess. Defense, HP. You do need to status them, unfortunately. I don't know. I'm keeping the healing. I'm not sure how much of a difference it makes, I guess. I guess we could give them gradual healing, or we could give them something else, because, you know, if we do give them gradual healing, it does make our stuff slightly less effective. Maybe we do that instead, right? And everything else looks fine. We're gonna give them some strength, right? Which also increases their HP, but alright. Here we go. Let's throw in some defensive. Again, a lot of really nice defensive units we've gotten recently. Like this unit, pretty good of a defensive unit, I'd say, right? So you can do that. Although I do want I know Janine could poison herself, and if I'm poisoning with someone else, I should probably change her grid, but it's alright, I guess. But I still could, just because like cross poison's like regular poison, I still would prefer a badly poisoned unit, just because it's gonna be a longer stage, right? So badly poisoned probably gonna do a bit better over here, right? We go with Crobat. Is there a better badly poisoned unit over here that we could do? Maybe her. Yeah, just so we could also get some like trap damage in there as well. Okay. Oh, let me also switch the gear to maximize. Not that or something really needs more help defensively, but you know, we get some, right? Let's find a more defensive grid. Oh, you know what? That looks like a good one. All right. Okay. Well, we'll do a quick toxic stall in here, folks. Haven't done this one in a while. Let's see how it goes. All right. So to start off, I guess we'll do that just because, again, we do have the pep rally, right, which could help with the speed, which is nice. And also, here we go. Well, that's quick and fast. That's really nice. Thank you very much. So we can cross poison immediately, I suppose. Yeah. Cynthia's a bit of a cone right now, but it's alright, I guess. Wait, that's the wrong move. Whoops. Okay. So for those who don't know what the hell Toxic Stall is, just basically like you toxic the opponent, or bat poison, or slash badly. Again, prefer badly poison. And you could also get stuff like, you know, wrap, and they're like trap damage as well. And you just stay alive and wait for the poison damage to take him out. Basically. I guess one, low key, Janine is actually not that great for Toxic Stall, because she also debuffs opponent speed. Because the thing with Toxic Stall is, if you debuff their speed, they're gonna use moves faster, which is generally, in most case scenarios, a good thing, right? You think, hey, the slower they use moves, the less damage your guys take, right? Which is fine, but in Toxic Stall scenarios, you don't mind taking damage because like your team is equipped to take damage generally, right, with a big tank or whatever. And you just want this thing to go over faster, so like if you debuff their speed, it's just gonna take longer for them to attack, and then, you know, obviously in that case succumb to their gradual you know, damages, right? So it's low-key not that great. I know. Why am I using potion here? You don't need it at all. I don't know. I'm just trying to pass the turn, man. There's nothing much to do. Otherwise, like you could pass turns and go for like sync stuff, but there's also not much a point because you're really not doing too much damage. That's the only thing you have to like worry about is obviously your you know, health for your team, but also, you know, if you're also trapping as well, because like trap goes away after a bit, so like I guess make sure you stop trap up every once in a while. If you have gradual heals on your team and they rely on that to an extent to stay alive, then yeah, obviously attack, right? So you could trigger the gradual heals, but otherwise, not much, man. Just sit around, wait. You know, have a smoothie, right? Watch a me video on the side, or whatever, or something else, whatever. You're not watching. Obviously. Did I have to mention it? Yeah, just gotta wait, man. Nothing much else to it. It just takes a while. Yeah, which is, again, part of the reason why it's not that great. Thankfully, the opponent actually does have post haste, so like it does buff its speed. We attack it. It's not gonna take that long, hopefully, for it to finish. I don't even know I'm Venom drenching anymore. There's really no point. Okay, well, it looks like they're about to go down soon, right? Yeah, but you know, there's it's not like there's like no upsides to toxic stalling. Like, it's safe. It's very, like, as long as you have, you know, a decent enough tank. It's really hard to lose in these cases, right? Or just like really bad RNG, maybe. I don't know. There isn't even much RNG other than maybe like the initial poisoning RNG, which I guess if you're wrong, you could go with someone who has like 100% chance to badly poison, which is fine, I guess. But yeah, you just gotta wait, man. You know, just get a solid tank, maybe someone with, you know, team sync regen or team sync. What's the other thing? Or synchro healing, right? So you know, you actually like do something on your sync every once in a while. Oh, these the sides do have -6 speed, so they're gonna take a while. We are super effective, or we are weak to fire type, but you know, it is also Aura Cynthia, so it's not that big a deal. Like, who cares if they're hitting us super effective? Hey, look at that dodge from Janine. So yeah, that's basically it, I guess. It's gonna go down soon, so not gonna clear this just because I haven't done this week's Smash Mode yet. But anyways, yeah, that's for this one, I guess. Hope y'all guys think in the comments down below. Like, enjoy the videos from our channel, some more Pokemon content again. I like the Janine grid. A lot of just really good quality of life stuff for her, right? The extra speed buffs are cool. The poison chance is good, right? Or much better now. Even 100% if you want to go for it. But yeah, it's just the playstyle itself can be a bit, you know, awkward nowadays, right? A bit slow, but gets the job done. Don't have to worry about it. So, all right, very cool. All right. So yeah, that's the way this one, I guess. Hope y'all enjoyed, guys. Think in the comments down below. Like, enjoy the videos from our channel, some more Pokemon content. I'll see you guys in the next one then.